So that is what SAP HANA means. Okay. Now the question here is, why SAP HANA is required for the business? Why SAP HANA is required for the business? So if you ask this question, there are a couple of things are required for the business to go for SAP HANA. They might be facing a lot of issues with the existing landscape. They might be facing a lot of issues with the existing landscape, and they're fed up with a kind of requirements. Like day by day, the business requirement is keep changing. The day by day, the business requirements are keep changing. So if business requirements are keep changing, you should be adaptable. The product manufacturers should be adaptable to meet business requirements. Now let's talk about what are the business requirements that what business is expecting. For example, real-time data access to the business. So business people are looking for real-time data access. So real-time data access in the sense what? So my data, my business is running in some place, some location, some geographical location. Now I want to see my sales status at this point of time. What is happening in my business? So similarly, let's take example of Amazon or Flipkart. So every day and live the sales will happen. So being sitting in office, the CEO or MD of Flipkart, the Bansal want to see what is the sales status happening in which geographical location the most sales are happening, which product is selling high, which product is selling very least, at what point of time my sales are high, at what point of time my sales are very less, and other kind of sales analysis if you want to do sitting at the office in a room. So you don't need to wait for the data, immediately you want to see the data. So that kind of requirement is called real-time data requirement. So real-time data requirement is the main requirement of the business nowadays. So other important requirement of the business is the performance, data processing performance. So what is happening here is, sometimes it is taking hours of time just to process the data. When you fire a query, it is taking very long time to process the data. So business is not happy with that. Business expecting some product which can give a better performance, for that. So what are those? So these two requirements, these two major requirements are enabled SAP to come up with a product called SAP. SAP HANA can provide these two challenges to the customers. To avoid these two challenges, so they can go over SAP HANA. So the first solution that what HANA provides here is real-time data access. When you fire a query on the fly, the data will be available in your reporting layer. So if you are dealing with the billions of data, so in that case, when you are processing the data, you would require a better software to process your data. So again, HANA is helping us to do that. So that is why HANA is required for the business. That is why HANA is required for the business. Next, as I said, it gives the best performance when compared to any other product. It gives the best performance when compared to any other product. The question here is how it is giving the best performance. The best performance is given because of three reasons. What are those three reasons? The first reason is in-memory computing. So what do you mean by in-memory computing? The processing of data in the main memory is nothing but in-memory computing. The processing of data in the main memory, that is RAM, random access memory, is called in-memory computing. So when you are processing the data in the RAM, it gives the better results than taking the data from the regular hard disk. So the processing of data in the RAM is always better and gives better results when you fire a query. So if you see this picture, in the first traditional approach, when I fire a query, I am taking the data from the database layer and then processing it in the application layer. You are transferring the data from one layer to the other layer. So unnecessary transfer of data also happens here. That is a drawback here. Unnecessary transfer of data will happen here. The second thing is, in case of in-memory, the data resides in the main memory itself. You don't need to transfer the data to any other layer. So that the pushing down the logic to the database layer, you are pushing down the logic to the database layer and you are improving the processing performance. That is the difference between the traditional approach and in-memory approach. Okay. Now let's talk about hardware innovations. So this is first innovation in memory technology. RAM is 1 lakh times faster than your hard disk. Remember, RAM is 1 lakh times faster than your hard disk. So if you fire a query, directly the data is taken from the RAM. No more hits to hard disk. That is the advantage. So second advantage that we have is the hardware innovations. What are the hardware innovations? The multi-core architecture, which enables us to do a parallel processing. You would be having multiple number of cores, so that when you fire a query, these multiple number of cores will parallelly distribute your task to compute your data processing, right? So that when you have a limited number of cores and you have a large number of cores, what will happen? The query performance will automatically improve because of the parallelly distribution of your data processing into multiple cores. That is another reason why HANA gives the best performance. Okay. Next, software innovations. So what are the software innovations that HANA have? So the software innovations are another reason why HANA gives the best performance. So here is the result. If you see, a table can be created as a row-based table or columnar table, in a database, right? If it is a row-based table, what is the advantage? If it is a columnar table, what is the advantage? When you are creating a table as a row-based table, it will be created as a continuous memory locations. It will be allocated memory as a continuous memory allocation, linear memory allocation. If you observe this picture, in the first organized by row, it means each tuple is stored in the continuous memory location. So when you fire a query, it will hit each and every data in a table. If you are looking for the last record of the table, irrespective of whether you are interested or not, all the data will be hit prior to that record. That is the disadvantage of row-based table. So then, if there is any way that I can avoid hitting unnecessary data, yes. That is what we come up with the concept called columnar database. So where you can store the tables or create the tables in the columnar fashion, so that when you fire a query, what will happen is automatically the data will be indexed. All the columns will be indexed, so that when you fire a query, it takes very less time to read the data compared to the row-based tables. Yeah. So that's why always it is recommendable to go for columnar tables. HANA supports both the tables. HANA supports columnar tables as well as row-based tables. That's the reason why we are calling it as a hybrid database. So at the same time, when you are going for the columnar table, it gives a better compression ratio. How it is giving the better compression? What do you mean by compression? Compression nothing but how effectively you will fit in your data in a limited space. That is called compression. Now you are saving the data according to the column wise. First you will save first column and then second column and then third column. But in case of row based it is different, right? But when you are saving the data and according to the column wise, what will happen? So all the related data, same data types of data will be saved continuously. See here, A, B, C, D, E, all these are of same data type. Data varchar or string or text, but it is of all are having the same data type. So that what happens when you are allocating the memory, there is no chance of memory leaks if it is a continuous memory location. So that's where the better compression with the columnar tables compared to the row-based table. So, for example, if I am interested on this material 4 or customer name 1, in case of row-based, what happens? It will start from the row ID 1 and it will reach at the end to traverse to fetch the record of customer name 1. So what will happen if you have 1 billion records in a table and you are looking for 1 billion records? So in the worst case, you are hitting all the rows. You are hitting all the rows. So it degrades your performance. So if there is any mechanism that I can directly hit my record, irrespective of whether I have 1 billion or 2 billion records, that's where we will use a columnar base. It will traverse vertically so that it will directly hit the respective value that you are looking for based on the column index. So that's where it improves your reading performance of the query. So that is what the software innovations with respect to HANA. So 3 things we discussed. One is the in-memory technology, where we process the data, entire data in the main memory. We process entire data in the main memory. And the other thing is hold on please. I'm getting some background noise. So you're also getting some background noise. I don't know from where I'm getting. Okay. So these are the 3 different kinds of software innovations that we have. One is in-memory technology, hardware innovations, and software innovation. So is this in-memory technology is the first product from SAP? No. This is not the first product from SAP. In-memory technology is not first product from SAP. So then what was the earlier products? So earlier they come up with a product called EPO, Advanced Planner and Optimizer. It was in 1999 they released. It was for the different purpose, not for the analytical purpose. In 2004 they come up with a product called TREX, that is Trexinger, which is also in memory based. In 2006 they come up with a BWA, that is BW Accelerator, which is also in memory based. Now latest they come up in 2010, they come up with a product called HANA, which is highly optimized product compared to any other product, which is a mixture of many things. Not only in memory, it is a hybrid database which can be used as a OLTP as well as OLAP. So many advanced features are there in this product. The additions part. So what are the different kinds of additions that what I have? Addition depends on the customer requirement. So I am a small customer, my business is very small, and I don't want to get all the licenses since HANA is very costly. I want a limited edition. So in that case, there are different kinds of editions are available depending on the customer needs and requirements. So we call it as SAP Platform Edition, which is Basic Edition, Enterprise Edition, that is a little more licenses that customer get, and Extended Services Applications. So where extended enterprise edition. Extended enterprise edition, where customer will get the reporting licenses as well. So if you are the very new customer, then you can choose either of these three. If you are already existing customer, you can go for platform edition because you already have licenses for reporting and all. So it depends on what requirements, what kind of licenses that you want. So there are hardware partners are there, like SAP will not provide you the SAP HANA hardware. SAP will not provide you the hardware. So then who will provide you? There are hardware vendors like IBM, HP, Fujitsu, Dell, NEC, Hitachi, Cisco. These are the hardware vendors where these hardware vendors will provide you the hardware system. Then what SAP do? SAP will provide you the licenses for SAP HANA to install in it. So thus licensing part will be provided by SAP HANA. Okay. So licensing part only will be provided by HANA, but you need a hardware to install that, right? So who will be providing hardware? These are the hardware partners. Those people will be provided. Remember, an important point, very important point is HANA can be installed only on Linux environment, but not on Windows environment, because the version is enterprise version is SUSE Linux enterprise version. SUSE Linux enterprise version. Only it can be installed in SUSE Linux enterprise edition, but not in any other edition. It is not possible to install HANA database in Windows environment like your Oracle database. It is not possible. So it has to be installed in Linux. But as a developer, do I need to work in Linux? No. So you can connect HANA database using a workbench tool called HANA Studio, which can be installed in any platform, be it Windows or any other platforms as well. So that you can install HANA Studio in your local machine and then connect to the HANA database, which is installed in the Linux server. These are the hardware partners and the technology partners with respect to the HANA. Okay. And other things are, when you talk about other things, so in this we need mainly three phases. Mainly three phases here. What are those three phases? Let me discuss. Three different kinds of projects. That what we have. Different kinds of HANA projects. So you would be working either of these projects. Standalone HANA project, Business Suite on HANA. Business Suite on HANA. It could be ECC on HANA or CRM on HANA, SCM on HANA, or any other. Okay. So these are the different kinds of projects. That what we have. You would be working in either of these three projects. If you are in a real-time environment, you would be working in either of these projects. Standalone HANA project, BW on HANA project, Business Suite on HANA. Okay. So let's see how standalone HANA project looks like, and BW on HANA project looks like, and Business Suite looks like. So standalone HANA project, this is the mostly used project by all the customers. Standalone HANA project. So you would be installing HANA as a sidecar. Standalone HANA project or sidecar. We call it as a sidecar. Okay. So how does it look like? You would be having a source system. Any source, be it a SAP source or an SAP source. Then I would be having HANA database, which is installed as a separate server. This is my HANA. So through ETL tools, we would be replicating the data from source to the HANA. So this is called standalone HANA project or sidecar approach. So you would be installing HANA as a sidecar, separate server. This is one approach. We have another approach called BW on HANA. So how does it look like? Let's see. This is your source system with the underlying database as Oracle or whatever. Let's say it is Oracle. Okay. Now you have system called SAP BW system with the underlying database as Oracle. Now this is called BW on HANA project. This kind of projects are called BW on SAP BW on HANA. Now there is another kind of project, Suite on HANA. So as usual you will be having same project, same BW system or any other system. Now you may have Oracle here or you may have HANA, whatever. Now the underlying database of your source itself, be it ECC or CRM or SCM, anything. So the underlying database of your source system is HANA. This kind of approach is called business suite on HANA. Business suite on HANA. So we have another thing now called no need of any analytical system, no need of any of these things. So directly you can use Suite on HANA with a HANA Live. So directly reporting will happen in this. So HANA is used as a OLTP as well as OLAP systems here. HANA is used as a OLTP as well as OLAP system. So these are the different kinds of projects that we have here. These are the different kinds of projects that you can work in the real-time environment. Depends. So first is standalone HANA, where you have a standalone server to be installed as a sidecar. The other approach, we have a BW on HANA, in which HANA is underlying database for your BW system. The third approach, you have a business suite on HANA. In this, your source system underlying database is HANA. If you are going for HANA Live, you no need to maintain any BW system or any standalone. Directly reporting can be done here. So reporting can be done here itself. This is your reporting. So reporting on directly on this. So in this case, HANA is acting as your OLTP as well as OLAP system. So these are the projects. So for what we discussed? So we discussed what is HANA. What is HANA? HANA is the in-memory database Along with that, it has its own software components as well as hardware structure. Altogether, I am calling it as a appliance. Second question is, why HANA? Why HANA is required for the business? Because business is looking for real-time data access and this data performance. Third thing what we discussed, HANA capabilities. What are the different kinds of HANA capabilities? Those are in-memory computing, hardware innovations and software innovations. Then we have seen different editions of HANA. Then hardware partners. Then we have seen what are the different kinds of HANA projects that we have. So here the project you may work on another project called HANA Live. This is HANA Live. Okay. Now in this course from tomorrow onwards we will be discussing the main course content is HANA architecture, we would be discussing then data provisioning using BODS, SLT, flat file loading. Then we would be jumping on to SAP HANA modeling, so which is a major part, SAP HANA modeling, and then yeah. So the duration of this course is, as we discussed, is a 45 hours. The total duration of the course is 45 hours. The timing would be morning 7:30 AM to. So I would be taking around 1 hour 15 minutes class, and then I would be taking queries at the end if anyone have any queries. Yeah. Any questions for today?
Hello, Krishna.
Yeah, Payas.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me first.
So you will be covering the BW concepts also.
Yes. So I didn't mention here. So what I'm going to cover at the end is BW on HANA, because most of the trainees are not related to BW. So what I do at the end, only for the BW people, I will be covering BW on HANA concepts for 2-3 classes. So how we will be converting the cubes into in-memory cubes, how to consume cubes in HANA database in Studio, and then same HANA views in Vivo environment by BW environment by creating virtual providers, composite providers. So these things.
So why? Because I'm applying for HANA based on a BW only.
Yes.
I will updating my resume further. That's why I asked.
Yeah, sure. So first we would be covering this. Then we would be, discussing on BW on HANA at the end. But for that you need to understand first HANA models. So for that reason. Yeah.
Okay. And one thing, Krishna.
Yeah.
So for certification, so they will having this concept also, BW and HANA using SLT.
There is a separate certification for BW on HANA. That is, you are not eligible for that. There is a criteria for that. You can go for associate level certification whatever the training which I give, that is more than 100% enough. So far 48 people trained under me. Those 48 people are trained under me, those are cleared. So out of 48 people gave the exam, out of 48, all the 48 cleared. It's 100% result. So if you follow the class regularly, yes, you can easily clear the certification. Not a big deal.
Fine, thank you, thanks a lot. Kindly assist me in that.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
So any other questions from anyone? Yeah, there could be some network problem today. Morning the class went well, but maybe in your class there is some slight disturbance in the network. I agree that. So tomorrow